Hello, it's Anthony Meisner with Land Title. Came to bring your Greater Metro Denver first to know update. So let's dive right into the data. One big thing that we've seen here is we've seen a little bit of a drop off in our sales prices. So our average sales price is down 2.6% to 731, and our median sales price also down 2.4%. So let's take a look at what that means in the attached market because they definitely have not been operating the same way. Now, this is an interesting one because I think January is a little misleading. If you look at all of last year, that yellow line at the bottom, sales prices have been fairly depressed, but for January, things are looking a little better than they were last year. So maybe that's a good sign. The median, though, is down 1.5%. And our good second check usually is our price per square foot. The graph on the right being that condo market, you can see really where that is kind of landed as it's settled much lower than it was a year ago. The single family home market, though, only down 2.8%. So it's hanging right in there. Is this market compressing in price a little bit with all the inventory? Sure, it has been. But condo market is being hit much harder, where the detached single family home market is fairly stable. The supply of inventory is almost identical to where it was a year ago. Hopefully that's a good sign. New listings are coming on the market slightly faster, only up 3.8%. But buyer demand, this is always the key, right? Is this year going to be any better or any different? And currently, pendings are up 6.4%, over 3,000 in January. We haven't seen that number since 2023. Clearly, 2022 is a very different beast, and you can see that as the large line at the top, the light blue line. So we're not anywhere near where we were then, but not really needed, right? Definitely just trying to get some more buyers participating with these lower interest rates in mind. Definitely worth bringing this up and talking to them. But month supply of inventory is only 2.3 months. Expect it to rise very similar to last year because behavior is very, very similar. And as we kind of see that same behavior, clearly history repeats itself pretty well. The biggest change here is it's just taking longer to sell homes. 72 average days in MLS across the metro area. That's 22% more than this time last year. And the one that is really, really glaring is the percentage close price to list price is down 0.6%, which it's a tough metric to read, but really the best way to read into this is it's just more favorable for buyers to buy than it was a year ago. They're making more aggressive offers. They clearly can get more concessions. And so as that happens, it's a better position for buyers in the marketplace. So it's a good time to get buyers active and engaged. Clearly, they're not going to be the only ones coming back to market this year because showings were also up 6% to 6.8 per active listing on the market. The showings to pending were up a little bit as well. So not a whole lot more went under contract as we saw. But it is a good sign that we're starting off the year with more buyer activity in the marketplace. They do have a lot to choose from. They're going to continue to have more and more to choose from as the year goes on. So that definitely will affect it. If you have any other questions, concerns, needs for data, please reach out to me, Anthony at Land Title. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll catch you next time.